Okay, what is going on? Welcome, everyone. As I tried recording this thing a couple times, whatever, we're just going to live stream it. So, we're going to live stream me rating all the Nintendo consoles here based on this. Hold on, let's go ahead. Actually, add a row below. It's going to be. Oh no, not that one. I liked it as green. Yeah, I'm going to edit this one. There's going to be a garbage tier. Nintendo's not perfect. There has been some garbage stuff. So, here we go. Here's the tier list. Here's the systems I'm rating. S is the... And you got all these wonderful letters in between. So, this is going to be based on, like, my personal experience. Hold on here. Let me pull up the chat. Actually, no, I can see the chat from here. That's fine. So, it's going to be based on a lot of my personal experiences with these systems. I have played all of them. Some more than others, obviously. But, yeah. Let's just go ahead, get right into it. Super Nintendo. I'm going to start from left to right. Yep, yeah, we'll go with that. Left to right. Starting with Super Nintendo. Already coming out the gate, swinging. I mean, come on, dude. Think about the Super Nintendo. For me, that's like where gaming started. So many childhood memories. Me and my cousin playing this thing all day, every day. Grandparents get mad at us. And eventually, Grandpa had sold the Super Nintendo. Eventually, he had sold it, and it pissed us off to no end. We had so much fun there. Super Mario World. Oh my goodness. I think it's still the best Mario game. And you think about it, most of the Super Nintendo games still hold up to this day. Like the art style, the gameplay, a lot of these games still hold up. This, put it A tier for now. Yo, what up, Stankma? Alright. Yeah. I might change later. When I go through at the end of this, things might go up, things might go down. But for right now, A tier. Switch. Switch, man. Switch is something else. So many great things, so many terrible things. Obviously, you can take it on the go with you, and that is awesome. The Joy-Con can be one controller, it can be two controllers. It's still got, the motion controls in them. It's got HD Rumble. It's got the RFID reader. Let's see here. And then there's a lot of things against the Switch. Obviously not as powerful as a competition with the PS4 or Xbox One. Some of the games can't come over, and some of the games that do don't run that great. And then just so many online features missing. I mean, I could go into it. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but if the Switch had like the missing features, had like some good online, some of the stuff that, previous Nintendo systems have had, it would be easy S tier. Like, Switch should be an easy S tier for sure. But I don't know. It's got a good library of games, a lot of ports, but I mean a lot of new stuff too. But it's not done yet, so we can't truly judge the Switch at the moment. It's B tier for me right now, though. Let's see here. Virtual Boy. Virtual Boy, as you know, is a very famous Nintendo system. It was the first attempt at 3D. And I have to say that it aced it. Alright. I have no idea how much of that you guys missed. But I'll go ahead. I'll just continue with where I was. Yeah, just to recap, the Switch, a lot of things going for it, a lot of things going against it. Still not done yet. Is right now for me is a B tier just because there's so many easy home run things that the Switch is missing. Should be easy S tier for sure. But moving on to where I'm at right now with the Wii U, super slept on, super underrated. I'm the only person that's played it, so I'm the only person that really knows what that Wii U was like. Oh, what? Damn, y'all missed everything I said about Virtual Boy? Crap. Virtual Boy is just the idea was ahead of its time. The technology wasn't there. Never should have got a green light. Should have stayed in R&D. Like, it was not okay. Obviously, it's a garbage system, and it only has like what 5 games for it, and I don't think any of them are any good. It was terrible. Oh, everything I said after about the virtual. No, okay, yeah. Anyways, um, yeah. Quick summary of the Switch. Yeah, I already went over that. So onto the Wii U. Wii U was hated for no reason. Hated for no reason. I mean, there's a lot of reasons to hate it actually, but for all of its flaws, it did a lot of things right. Still had some good games. I had a lot of fun playing it. It had that Pro controller. The Wii U Pro controller is still hands down to this day, I think, one of my favorite controllers. I actually liked the dual analog placement at top. It made playing shooters much more comfortable. And that battery life on that Pro controller, the 80 hours, so nice. Uh, Even though the gamepad was really forced on us quite a bit, there were a lot of games that had used it very cleverly. Call of Duty Black Ops 2 is actually best played on the Wii U. You can fight me over that, but that was the best version of the game, like without a doubt. Uh, yeah, it was great. Super underrated system. Had a lot of things that Nintendo just forgot about. A lot of things that were just dropped. Like the virtual console on this thing is nuts. Man, I wish they had that on the Switch. And then if you hack a Wii U, man, if you hack your Wii U to play GameCube games, and it's obviously backwards compatible with the Wii, but yeah, you can get GameCube games, and then because the virtual console is so vast on the Wii U, you can get like Nintendo's entire library on this one system. Obviously, aside from 3DS and Switch, but it's, oh man, hacked Wii U is so good. Unhacked Wii U, unhacked Wii U, man, it's a C tier. Realistically speaking, it's a C tier. It's a C tier, but I mean, I still think it's good. I still had a lot of fun with it. Yeah. Second screen was handy for like having map and inventory. Sometimes it was nice. Sometimes it was just there to be there. Sometimes like it wasn't even used at all. That like it would just display a black screen. So it just really came down to the developers. I think Nintendo Land was really fun. That was a very fun bundle-in game. Not as iconic as Wii Sports, but still really fun. All right. The Nintendo Wii. So this, I'm going to say this about a lot of the systems, holds a special place in my heart. Nintendo Wii, right? That was like the first console I got when did it come out? 2006. And I think I did get it that year. So I was like 16. And I did have a job at the time, so I was like, at that point, I made my own money. I was buying my own games, so I was actually able to really dive into gaming on the Wii, where I really couldn't previously. So many great gems on there. Like, I mean, obviously, there's a ton of shovelware. It got nowhere near the support that Sony and Microsoft had. Like that, no one's questioning that. I'm not even gonna argue, but the Wii, you had your Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. I thought Skyward Sword was really fun. I really enjoyed Skyward Sword. Red Steel 2, I think I actually did I 100% that game? I loved that game. It was amazing. No, Red Steel 2, I'm so upset it didn't do as well as it should have. Let's see, No More Heroes 1 and 2. Those games are amazing. Platinum's first game, Mad World, was on the Wii. Oh, man. So many good memories of the Wii. Oh, yeah, and then Operation Rainfalls, Xenoblade Chronicles, Last Story, Pandora's Tower. Yeah, I had so much fun with this thing for Mario Kart Wii. And actually, this is Wii Sports, obviously. And then my dad even got into playing video games with the Wii. Not like too crazy with it. He was mostly just playing Link's Crossbow Training. Got addicted to that for some reason, but even he had a good time with this. And it was a game that was not Wii Sports. So the Wii is amazing. I don't care what anyone says. You can message on there. You had the notification light. That was really cool. It gave the Wii that I guess that next gen feel, in a sense that it was like the sleekest console out of all of them. The notification light, it was just, yeah. And then obviously, a lot of games did motion controls pretty trash, but some of them did it really well. I'll put it in A tier for now. it was so, I had so much fun. Oh, Monster Hunter Tri. That was my first Monster Hunter. Damn. So, you know what? We might be S tier. Am I going to put we in S tier? And this is also, yeah, I joined YouTube, and that's when we were still on the Wii. Man, so many memories of this thing. So many memories. Damn. I'll leave it in A tier for now. I want to put it in S tier. I might at the end of the video. We'll see. Stankmaw, man. Look, you. I don't know how to put it, man. Based on like my enjoyment and my experiences with the Wii, it might be S tier. I understand. Okay, this is my personal tier list, bro. Like, this is my opinions. These are my life experiences. But I mean, at least it's A tier. I'll leave it there. But moving on to 3DS. 3DS was really cool. I mean, when I first got the 3DS, and I did get it on launch day, the 3D was amazing. Blew my mind. I'm like, it looks so cool. Even though the resolution like cuts in half when you turn on the 3D, the game just looks so much better. It looks so much cooler, and it makes the screen feel so much bigger than it actually is. And the depth helped out with a lot of games. Like, I was actually failing at Super Mario 3D World until I turned on, not 3D World, 3D Land, until I turned on the 3D. Like, and then I was able to actually play the game. And then there was a lot of other games. I can't really recall them right now. I mean, every Nintendo handheld, I pour a butt ton of hours into Pokemon. So obviously Pokemon was a thing. There was a lot of memories there. Tales of the Abyss, I played on 3DS. Kid Icarus Uprising, hella slept on. One of the most fun 3DS games. One of my favorite 3DS games. And then Resident Evil Revelations came out on the 3DS originally. Originally a 3DS game. And it was amazing. I'm bitch made. But I went through and I still beat that game. Like, that's how good it was. Definitely had a great library of games. 3D screen was awesome. It came bundled with some, like, at least in the beginning, it came bundled with some AR cards, and the AR was pretty fun to mess around with too. So even out the box, like, you get a good amount of enjoyment. But I don't know. It kind of fell off towards the end there for me. Nintendo definitely dragged this out a lot longer than they should have. They should have let it die about a year before they actually did. Nintendo kept pretending this thing was alive and kicking when it really wasn't. They're still putting games, or not anymore, but for a while they were still putting games on 3DS when the Switch was already out, and those games instantly flops. And then Nintendo, I think they finally let it die, but they're really trying to cling on to this thing. What do we got going on here? 3DS the best in my book. I think I had more than 200 hours on Pokemon X. Yeah, I mean, when a new generation comes out, I'll usually drop a lot of hours myself. I think I'm normally dropping between 400 and 500 hours whenever there's a new generation. So I think I have like 450 in Y. I had Y version. But yeah, no. 3DS was great, but the thing is, as cool as it is, even though it's not like that old, oh, I guess it is. It's like 9 years old now, but I don't feel compelled to go back and play too many things on my 3DS. Oh, that's right. It was the introduction of Fire Emblem Awakening and Fates. Oh, and it brought all that terribleness with it. Oh, am I gonna? All right, it's a B tier. I'm thinking about it too hard. I'm gonna leave it in B tier. Let's see here. Game Boy Advance. I did have a Game Boy Advance SP that, what was it? My grandma had got for me for no reason. I think she was my grandma things. Yeah. And then my most played game on here is Pokemon Firered. I mean, that's going to be a thing whenever I talk about any Nintendo handheld. It's Pokemon, because that's my jam. But surprisingly, I skipped Ruby and Sapphire because I saw how much was cut from Gold and Silver, and you couldn't transfer Pokemon from Gold and Silver. That annoyed me to no end. So I quit Pokemon for a little bit, came back for Fire Red, Leaf Green, and this is the start of Fire Emblem for me. So for you non-Japanese people, your first Fire Emblem game was probably here. And I didn't like it at first, but then I got bored. I fired it up a few months later, and it was awesome. Yeah. So, I mean, but overall, I don't have too much experience with it. I mean, aside from those games, I beat Kingdom Hearts on Game Boy Advance for some reason. I thought that game was kind of fun. I mean, it was good it wasn't anything like groundbreaking or amazing. It was just a more refined version of the Game Boy, really. I'm still disappointed. Even 2 shoulder buttons, I'm still disappointed that there wasn't the 4-button, diamond layout. I feel like that was a missed opportunity. Games could have been much more intricate. Yeah. That's a C tier for me. RDJ, the Wii and A. You missed the explanation, man. Sorry, I'm not going back and explaining again, but you missed that explanation. And again, this is all based on like my life experiences, my personal enjoyment that I got out of these systems. So it's definitely going to look mad different from your guys' tier list. It's going to look so different. That's fine. Moving on to these two are together, right? They're the same picture, right? Game Boy and Game Boy Color. The only difference is, the Game Boy Color obviously has color, but I think they both played like the exact same games. I don't know why someone's trying to count them as 2 different systems, but they're going in the same spot. They're the same thing. I had a Game Boy Color. It's my first system ever that I had owned, and again, Grandma being a G coming in, getting that for me, and Pokemon Red version was my first Game Boy game, and it was so good. It pulled me in for sure. It was I felt like I was actually part of something for the first time, I guess, as far as like gaming goes. I think that was like my first RPG I probably played was Pokemon, so it really pulled me in and was like made me feel like I had some impact on things that were happening in the world, in the game, and then of course just catching all the Pokemon, leveling them up, and then once Gold and Silver came out, boy, Gold and Silver took everything about Red and Blue and put it on crack. Oh my goodness, yeah. But really, outside of those games, I think I played like Bionic Commando on Game Boy as well. But really, outside of Pokemon and that Bionic Commando, I don't think I played too much Game Boy. Oh crap. The stream's crapping out again. Let's see here. Am I coming through? Alright, I'm just going to keep talking. Alright, whatever. Even though these were groundbreaking at the time, and I'm sure people love these systems, I just came in towards like, I guess the tail end of the Game Boy glory, and I couldn't really get into any Game Boy games, like OG Game Boy games, aside from the Pokemon series. I'm sorry, is what it is. Is what it is. Yeah, Pokemon Gold and Silver had like the day, the night cycle, had like different times of day, had different like daily and weekly events. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, like I said, I came in towards the tail end. All I really got to enjoy was Pokemon, and like everything else just felt a little dated, little, I guess, too simplistic. But anyways, moving on to the original DS. So, okay, this thing originally came out in 2004. I think we got the DS Lite. What was it, 2005 or 2006? And that's when it really took off. But man, the DS, you got to realize when it came out in 2004, the DS, I mean, it had a touchscreen on it. And nothing had a touchscreen back then. Like, obviously, we think nothing of it now because of our smartphones. But DS came out before the very first iPhone. So a touchscreen in your pocket was like borderline unheard of at this point in time. And then to use it for gaming. And then some games use it really well. The amount of creativity we saw on the DS was so good. And unlike the 3DS, where the top screen is obviously the main screen, like you can have the bottom screen on the DS be the main screen. So depending on how your game played, like let's take what was that game? It's on the tip of my tongue. The World Ends With You. Take The World Ends With You. The bottom screen was the main screen, and that's where all the action and everything was. Hold on here. Yeah, no, it was a big deal. You're right. Anyways, yeah, depending on how you wanted your game to be, any screen could be the main screen. There was like no, that was lost on the 3DS. Obviously, your top screen had to be the main screen. It was bigger. That's where like the 3D was. And I definitely missed those days on the DS when you could have games like Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass. You can have games like The World Ends With You, where the bottom screen would be the main screen, and they would do some creative things with the touch controls. The clamshell design was nice back in those days. And so much creativity. And this was the golden era of Pokemon. Pokemon peaked here, guys. Like, I totally bitched about this back in the day. But Pokemon, I didn't realize it, but Pokemon peaked right here. Like, 4th gen introduced so many great things mechanically. Oh, and that was the first time Pokemon went online. That's right. You know, for a system that came out in 2004, like, for their first entry in online, Nintendo did pretty good right here. I'm not even gonna lie. Playing Mario Kart online, Metroid Prime Hunters, using Pokemon GTS. Yeah. Damn, there were so many good games here. And it wasn't region locked. Yeah. I still have Jump Ultimate Stars on this thing. Oh, someone's gonna hate me for this. This is S tier. That's S tier. Easy. The sales, the number of games, like they were all fun. And then, you know, it was this mix. Like you could have 3D games. You could have like Super Mario 64. Then, you know, some games were like 2D sprite based. Like there's so much variety. It's S tier for me. Yeah, for sure. GameCube. Yeah, Stinkma. 4th gen was Diamond and Pearl, Platinum, and then eventually Heart Gold and Soul Silver, which Heart Gold and Soul Silver are by far the best Pokemon games. Don't at me. Don't at me. Moving on, GameCube. GameCube was fire. GameCube was my first home console, and yeah, it didn't have DVD player support like Xbox and PS2, but fuck, man, the games were phenomenal. You got your Super Smash Bros. Melee, Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, you had Tales of Symphonia. This is the last time we saw F-Zero. My goodness. What was it? F-Zero GX. This was the first time we saw Pikmin, and the first time we saw Animal Crossing was GameCube. What else is on here? Beautiful Joe. Oh, I'm forgetting so many games right now. Star Fox Adventures. A lot of great games. Man. I mean, obviously I had Wind Waker, which is my favorite Zelda game. Oh. And Twilight Princess was on GameCube too, even though it was a generation gap console. Oh. And the GameCube controller's still used today. I think I gotta give it points for that. It's got the... Oh yeah, I think I did use a Game Boy like Advance player at some point. Oh, Pokemon. Of course, Pokemon. Gale of Darkness. And what was it? Pokemon Coliseum. Yeah. Then you could actually connect to your Game Boy Advance. Then You could get Pokemon onto your Game Boy Advance from the GameCube games. There was a special disc for Jirachi, which I abused. There's a lot of memories here. And actually, Four Swords. Yeah, I remember I had played Four Swords. I think multiplayer, because I had the cable that would look. I mean, obviously link your Game Boy Advance to your GameCube, and then that was interesting how that game played. Yeah, dang. Is GameCube an S tier for me? That's the question. It's definitely in the upper echelon. I'm debating if it's A or S. It is. GameCube is one of those things where at the time, not a lot of people appreciated it. But like you look back in retrospect and this thing is, everyone loves it now. Yeah, I think GameCube is S tier for me. Yeah, I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be. Yeah, seeing Pokemon on the GameCube was wild. It definitely was. Good times, good times. The original Nintendo. Okay, even though the original Nintendo is technically the first system that I've ever played, I never thought it was good. Oh my goodness. People are going to hate me for this. Like, don't get me wrong. There's some great games on the original Nintendo. And the fact that the games were hard honestly didn't take away my enjoyment. It was mostly the fact that they just... I feel like pretty much most or probably all of the Nintendo games for me don't look good. I never felt they looked good. They didn't play well. Am I saying that right? No, they were just like too simplistic. I mean, there's only so much you can do with a D-pad and two buttons, right? Obviously, Super Mario Bros., Super Mario Bros. 3, those are definitely classics. I did beat Kirby's Adventure later on, eventually, and that was fun. But overall, I say a majority of everything on the NES. Oh yeah, I mean there's Duck Hunt too. Yeah, a majority of everything for me is just I couldn't go back and play it. And even back when I was like really young, I never saw any appeal. Like, yeah. Ooh, that's going to cause some problems. That is going to cause some problems. Oh, it's definitely going to cause some problems. I'm just not attached to the original Nintendo, like, at all. Don't get me wrong. I love what it did. Safe gaming. You know, the home console market was about to die out here in the States. But, again, judging on my personal preferences and experiences, it's a D tier for me. I don't have it in me to go back and play any NES games, if I'm being real here. And finally, we are coming up on the N64. This is the party system. This is like the original party system. Hands down. Don't get me wrong. PlayStation, phenomenal. Had some great games, huge library. But if you wanted to sit down and have a party, you bust out N64. Come on, man. You had like the Mario Kart 64. You had the original Super Smash Brothers. You had GoldenEye. You had Conker's Bad Fur Day. You had the Pokemon Stadium mini games. Dang, there's something else I'm forgetting right now. It was just so great. It's got the even though the controllers are wonky, right? Yeah, it's really... Oh yeah, Mario Party. I was talking about the party system. I forgot about Mario Party. Oh, man, 4-player multiplayer. This is the poster child for sure. I'm sure we all have memories of, being at sleepovers, staying up, with your freaking like Cheetos and Doritos and soda, and you and your boys all just playing N64, and someone's complaining that someone else is like screen watching. Man, good times. Good times. I mean, really, really good library. And even if we take out the multiplayer games, obviously stuff Super Mario 64, you have your Donkey Kong, there was obviously Legend of Zelda's, Star Fox 64. Man, so many good games here. Oh yeah, this is where Paper Mario started. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, GoldenEye was fire, for sure. The system was fire. Missed out on a lot because it just didn't go with the disk drive. Very sad. And the controller, if you try going back and play with the N64 controller right now, is whack. Is whack. I'm sorry, there's no way around it. But damn, I think the nostalgia for this one's like a little too off the charts for me. If I take off my rose tinted glasses, I mean, no, that's not fair. I got them on for some of this other shit. Damn, this is A tier for me. That's an A tier. Man, some of my best memories in gaming in general are just right there on the 64 because that, couch co-op or, versing each other. And yeah, Conker's Bad Fur Day. Like, the best N64 game no one talks about. The multiplayer in that was phenomenal. Played that shit for days. My first time in my life staying up past midnight was playing Pokemon Stadium on the N64, man. Oh, it was fire. Okay. That we have everything placed. Let's go ahead and review everything. Make sure everything is where it needs to be. Garbage here. Very solid. I don't think that needs any changes. D tier. Do I want to bump anything up from... No, I think D tier is fine. I don't want to bump anything up because then that's like me saying one of these things is on the same level as these, which they're clearly not, in my opinion. Let's see. B tier. Switch should be an easy S, but there's just so many things they're dropping the ball on. So many things. It's terrible. Bro, you don't think the DS belongs in S tier? Nah, it definitely does, man. It definitely does. 3DS also in B tier. I'm fine with that. My A tier. Super Nintendo. Yeah. Wii 64. And then S tier with the GameCube and DS. I think I'm comfortable with this. I can live with this list for sure. If I was really feeling like generous, I would probably bump a system or two up to S tier from here. But nah, I like this. This is my personal tier list. My enjoyment of these systems is reflected here. This is all me. This isn't me actually going through and rating them on their, actual impact within gaming or this and that. Is just from what I've played from these systems, this is how I rate them. And yeah, I'll leave it at that. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Go ahead, leave a comment. Let me know what your tier list would look like, how crazy I am. And if you like the video, go ahead, leave a like. If you dislike the video, yeah, leave a dislike. I don't care. Let me know what you guys think. Subscribe if you haven't already. And once again, thanks for watching, guys. All right. See you next time.